here we go. Now we got ourselves our totally not Tinker's smelter. Now, in just a few seconds, we should now have ourselves steel. Hello everybody and welcome back to Subnauticraft, or Oceanblock 2 if you would prefer. So today we are going to be working towards getting steel. That way we can finally get ourselves our proper sluicing automation going forward. But for us to get steel, we've got a lot of other stuff that we're going to need to do. First, for us to start off, we're going to need to make ourselves a giant kind of foundry-like thing for us to get this. And then secondly, we're also going to need to start getting power in this with like a whole steam kind of setup. I don't want to do that. Fortunately, I may have a way around it. In between episodes, those giant loot drops came in because I like to hang out in the server and just wait for those. I literally would just stand up here, go AFK watching some YouTubes on my other monitor, and just wait to see airdrop incoming out of the corner of my eye. And I have gotten 2 of these pulsating photovoltaic modules, which, if I understood it correctly, appear to be solar panels. So we got power right off the bat. That's neat. I don't have a way to pipe it anywhere though, so I am going to have to... Okay, and then they no longer stack. That's unfortunate. But I'm going to have to try to stick this directly on the machine when we get there. Okay, that's not a problem. So, firstly, we need to start off with our foundry. So, how we make this? For starters, we need to grab ourselves some clay. We're going to need a lot of clay. This way, we can go ahead and then make ourselves fire clay by mixing it with some sand. So let's see. It takes 5 clay balls for 1 recipe. So if I go into my crafting table and just move this up by 5, how many will I have? I'll have 16 to process with. Okay, so that means I should need a stack of sand? Yeah, that should work. So then after that, we can go ahead and just plop it all right there. And there we go. Now we got ourselves a stack of fire clay, which is actually enough for the mission. There we go. After this, we just need to go ahead and smelt it down.
5 minutes later.
Okay, so now we got ourselves our fire bricks. Now, we can get more fire clay from this, but I probably won't need it. But I'm gonna get it anyways because this took forever to smelt. Either way though, with the fire bricks, now we can go ahead and get started on this whole new thing. So, for us to get the next one, we need these black fire bricks, which we get by just combining this together. We are going to need 21 of these, it seemed to say. And also, it looks like I'm not going to get that in exact numbers. Do any of these get me more, though? 12 more. I should have checked first. Gosh dang it. Okay, well, maybe some of these other ones will use the black fire bricks. No, but one of them's gonna use a blast furnace.
Later.
Alrighty, I managed to get everything I need, so we can go ahead and then make ourselves our blast furnace. And then we can go ahead and then surround that with our fire bricks, which gets ourselves our black foundry controller, which we can then go ahead and surround our glass to get the black foundry tank. And then after that, we need something called a liquid heating coil. So I guess this is like a heating agent. Okay, well, I mean, I should have enough oh, I have enough copper. And I'm glad I smelted more of the fire clay because I had just enough of the fire bricks. Oh my gosh. Alrighty, there we go. Now we got ourselves our liquid heating coils, which finishes up everything we should need for the base of this. Alrighty, I added another small area right behind our jars. So now what we can go ahead and do is, I'm going off of an assumption. This mod is basically just like Tinker's Construct. So if I am correct, and since I needed 9 of these, I am going to assume that these are the bottom blocks. And then, if we go ahead and put the fire there and then the controller there, I'm going to hope that we build this in the same way. If we go ahead and then just build all around like this. I can probably cut out the corners, but I'm going to keep them there for now just to be safe. Let's go ahead and put the last thing there. And then our foundry tank right there. I was so right, baby. Ah, beautiful. Okay, so can I take out the corners? Yes, I can. Okay, good. I am gonna actually need to take this one out because I am going to need to make myself a little spout right here. This is a black foundry drain, and it should allow me to... Why are these still hot? It's... Okay, I guess it's just a texture issue, but we should be able to go ahead and place that there, and there we go. Now we have our foundry drain all ready and ready to go. So now we just need to be able to extract our things from it, because this drain here won't cut it. We are also going to need to grab ourselves a casting table and a foundry tap. These are very easy for me to get. In fact, it is just going to require us to make a little thing like this, and then this right here, where you can actually go ahead and make two. Actually, I'm only going to make one, just because I just remember that the quest will actually give me another tap as well as a casting basin. So we can go ahead and do it like this. So put the table there, the basin there. The basin will be for making big blocks as well as other things. And how on earth did that happen? Well, and it should also be used for just any general thing that needs to be coated that it requires. But here we go. Now we got ourselves our totally not Tinker's smelter. It's beautiful. And like I said, I should be able to make this thing bigger so that way it can hold more. So if I go ahead and then place these guys right here, once I place that last guy, I should be able to then have a bigger slot. So, okay, there we go. I was confused for a second because it like kind of turned off for a moment, but there we go. All right, I got the lava, so now I should be able to dump it in there, and there we go. Now that we've got a fuel and we've got our foundry ready, we are ready to start casting things. The first thing we need to cast, though, is actually going to be, well, casts. We're going to need to put in some molten steel. Wait, I thought, yeah, it's cast iron. What? Oh, wait, I can use both. Alrighty, I got it all in. So now we should just need to go ahead and make a gold plate by mixing our engineer's hammer with our gold, and then that'll get us that plate. So now we just need to go ahead and then plop our stuff over any kind of ingot and then wait for that to go away. The ingot will get used up, that is unfortunate, and so will this gold plate. But once these are ready, we will now have ourselves our casts. So let's go ahead and then place that there, and there we go. Now that we've gotten those things, we can now move on to the main things that we are going to want to make, which is Electrum and Invar, which once I have these, will help me with getting our machine, which will help us get the steel. Before we can do that, though, we actually do need to get these things. So for us to get Electrum, we need to alloy gold and silver, and for the Invar, we also need to alloy, but this time with iron and nickel. Let's go ahead and start with the gold to this, because Electrum is kind of the main thing we're going to need with this, but this way we can see it all go into action, and there we go. It's all processing to the point where we now have Electrum. And I actually noticed it actually tells me how much this goes into. I don't remember if Tinkers did that, but I do like that. So now we can go ahead and exude that, and we get ourselves Electrum. That's nice. Then we can go ahead and do the same for the iron and the nickel, and then that should then combine, getting us... Oh wait, we still had an Electrum in there. Oh, well, let's go ahead and get that thing out. Completely forgot that was gonna happen. And then we also have ourselves a buttload of Invar. So now that we've gotten this, we are ready to go ahead and then make ourselves our foundry, which is what will allow us to make our steel. So for us to make that, we're going to first need something called a motor. For that, we're going to need this thing called a magnetic coil, which is going to take our Invar and some Electrum wires. So for us to get Electrum wires, we are first going to need to go ahead and then make ourselves some Electrum plates. Now, unfortunately, when I go ahead and combine this with our wire cutters, we only get 1 wire per these things. So we unfortunately are going to need to make a total of 4 of these guys. So it's quite a pain, but there we go. Now we got that ready, which means we should now have our magnetic coils, which should leave us with exactly enough for the motor. After that, though, we're just going to need to grab some very special things. One of them is the nickel, so we've already got plenty of that. But then we're also going to need something else called fairy core. Fortunately for me, I actually do already have a buttload of it thanks to loot drops. It's so convenient, which means we can go ahead and combine all of this together already, which then gets ourselves our motor. And then we get ourselves the foundry. Beautiful. So now we've done the recipe and we did complete the quest line, but we can't actually claim anything because we didn't do this one. So I'm hoping we don't need to right now, but we may need to at some point just to get the recipe for this. So it should hopefully not be too much of a problem. So we can go ahead and just put it right. Why did it take up all of this? What? Okay. Well, if we go ahead and put that on top, there we go. That is then supplying it with power. We can go ahead and add a double one just to see if that'll make it better. Oh, machine is not assembled. Oh, wait a minute. I think I get it. So these things are machine cores, and I need those to be able to make it, because if we go ahead and then look in the quest line and look there, it says it requires 3 machine cores. I think I've seen those from the loot drops, but yeah, we've got an improved machine core. I've seen a lot more of these, but I never grabbed them because I didn't know what they did. It's actually not expensive though. Okay, wait, for more improved one, I just need some more nickel. Oh, and there's an airdrop incoming. Wait, where is it? Oh, it's over there. Okay, well then let me go ahead and then make some more of these, and then we can go ahead and grab that. So it said I need 8 for one of them, and I need 2 more. So yeah, that should be more than enough right there. And then there we go. Okay, that's pretty neat. Okay, so if I put the rest of these right here, does it work now? Oh, what in the heck? Okay, that was pretty sick. So can I put these on now? And then, yes, I can. Well, that's pretty cool. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and then get the stuff from the airdrop real quick, and then we can get back to this. So if there's anything cool in the airdrop, I'll show you, but for the most part, it shouldn't be too important. And yeah, it wasn't really anything important. However, I did get another of these machine speed add-ons, which I had been getting for these. So we might actually be able to go ahead and then put these in here. Yeah, okay, wait, I think I get it. If I put it on the sides, does that do it? When I put add-on here, it says, okay. Yes, it does. Okay, so it looks like it's going to take a bit more power, but it is now 20% faster. So now with this, we can convert our iron into steel. However, for us to be able to do that, we can't just put iron in here. Oh no. We're also going to need something called coal coke. For us to get our coal coke though, we're gonna need to take a step back and then make ourselves a coke oven. For us to get the coke oven, we're just gonna need to get a bunch of these coke bricks. We need 27 of them. And we're also gonna need these magma droplets, which we get from magma blocks, and then some bricks and or nether bricks. Bricks from smelting clay, nether bricks from nether bricks. So I'm gonna get all that. It's actually very easy.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
Alrighty, I should have everything I need now in order to make this. Where did my clay go? There's the clay. Alrighty, so after mathing it out, I believe I should only have just needed 9 of the things. There we go. Now it's all ready and raring. So now if we go ahead and then just build up this baby and then make a little giant block of it, then we should have this thing ready to go. And then after that, just hit the center block with our engineer's hammer. And there we go. Our coke oven is completed. Now, all we're going to need in order to make this work, I don't think charcoal works. It might, but I don't know for certain. But I do have some normal coal thanks to me killing some wither skeletons in the nether. So we should be able to just go ahead and throw this into here. And it looks like it is in fact working, but it's different now. It's not like the fire texture, it's a little bar. Once that is down all the way though, we should now have ourselves our coal coke, which means now that that whole line is done, we can now make ourselves inside of our foundry with our iron, which I put away. Now in just a few seconds, we should now have ourselves our first piece of steel, which we unfortunately don't get for the upgrade. That is fine, but now with this steel we can actually go ahead and then, oh, interesting. Well, how would we make a rod of the stuff? Ooh, wait, I might be able to use, I can just use a stick. We got the steel rods now, so now all we do is just go ahead, take out our, if I can get rid of this, take out our gold mesh. And then I believe I'm just going to go ahead and need 4 diamonds. Yes, here we go. We can now go ahead, combine all of this stuff together right here. And not make the diamond mesh. Oh, wait, no, I grabbed the blaze rods. I need the steel rods. And now we have the diamond mesh, baby, with the quest being done, but it like didn't show. So there we go. Now it's done. Alrighty, and now that we've got the diamond mesh, we can go ahead and combine that with 4 blaze rods and 4 mage fiber. I got it the wrong way around, and now we get our blazing mesh. So now with our blazing mesh, we would be able to use this in here, but unfortunately we're also going to need to upgrade our sluices to diamond level as well, and we would need to have a lava generation to be able to use this as well. But once we have both of those things set up, we will then be able to fully automate all of these into a whole separate kind of drawer system. So did you like this video? Good. And be sure to check out our last Subnauticraft where we did ours neither for magic. Bye bye.